I want to get a little bit of the cleanup process.
The nice thing about this profile is it's flat. What is all this black shit in this?
Look at that garbage that was on the table beforehand.
It's just now we're actually cleaning it with the power of ice.
The power of ice is lifting up all the horrible detritus on the fucking thing.
That's gross. Oh, here's another piece. Right. Clean shot. Do we need to move it? Really? Or should I get a chair? Can you still see it? Yeah. Whatever, I don't give a shit. Fuck it, we'll do it live! Some issues I'm having with this, I have a slight recurve in there. That's due to the nature of me sucking and also the belt grinder not being perfect. So I'm gonna fix that by hand. I'm just gonna sharpen it out. And I'm gonna flatten and thin out the edge a little bit on here. And you're gonna see why it is so funky on the disc. So I'll just sharpen out that recurve really quick. Wow, that's kind of bad. This is why this is so weird. So if I'm holding it just for sharpening, like it already just wants to fall. If I'm focusing in this area, it is so wibbly wobbly. And it's weird, I don't know, like that is the weirdest thing ever. So I could like try to hold it there or whatever, but it just, yeah, it wants to fall. And so if this is on the disc and I'm trying to sharpen that, this wants to apply pressure where I don't want it to. So that's why I'm not doing the disc. I thought this would be like 2 minutes. Huh?
Get out of here.
You're disturbing our peace, James. Got an edge, we'll refine it a bit, and then we good. This is just a 320 stone, and I'm not going too crazy because this is an ice chopper.
320, but it should be 420.
Please don't make me poke your eye out.
Don't make me do it.
Yeah. Alright, good enough. So the edge should be pretty straight now. Hey, that's good. Alright, let's get some ice. A big bucket of ice. Yeah. Okay, so from what I remember, wow, ow, my fingers stick to it. So he
Ice cold!
Ice cold, I don't know why! He uses the big ass kitchen axe to split it into more manageable pieces and then he uses a single bevel to shave it into the shape he wants. I'm going to use this prototype Unagi bar that I've been working on. It's something, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. What I remember is he would score it in sections around the perimeter and then basically whack it until that's actually not even centered at all. Whatever. There's no such thing as mistakes. Just pretty much none of this is gonna line up. So then we're just gonna have this like.
Is this a recipe for disaster? Or is this gonna hurt somebody?
It's fine. What's the worst that can happen? That looks centered. So if you're wondering if I have any idea what I'm doing, no. Wow, look at that. That's supposed to be centered. It's... should I just rescore it? You know, some actual professional ice cutter or like Japanese bartender or somebody who works with ice is looking at this and they're just like... A wild James appears.
James, you're gonna want to watch this.
Shh. Safety squints. doing? I don't know if this is good or not.
I like how too, like, you spent all this time hemming and hawing about not being able to hold it properly, yet you're willing to hold it and do this at the same time.
It's doing something.
I think you need to deactivate bitch mode.
Alright, well, I'm scared. Sam, I'm legitimately terrified.
Your fear doesn't make good video content.
Hey!
There it goes. Broke on your scribe line. That's interesting.
I told you I'm an expert.
Uh-huh.
I have all my fingers.
Yeah.
This is in half. Now I'm going to split this into half again. And we're going to end up with a cocktail-sized cube.
How is the edge holding up, by the way?
Let's see. There is no deformation, no chips, and is it still sharp? My hands are shaky, but thumbnail test. It's still sharp.
Wow.
It
That's
might.
a success on its own.
It might need more teeth, more bigger teeth though. Whatever teeth. Instead of spraying, I'm gonna use ice to lubricate. Well, I just used dirty ice and other shit all over it.
It's alright, it's extra abrasive.
I just need more aggressive teeth on the edge. And you know what? Since I'm going back and forth, I'm changing the direction. Okay, this is really good. That way, I'm creating teeth that instead of both go the same direction, they're gonna go like that. So you're creating symmetrical teeth.
Educational, I like it.
Scientific.
Uh-huh.
I graduated college, I know this.
You graduated college?
Somehow. I can't tell if the extra aggro teeth are making any difference. I feel like it's just melting the ice instead of like actually cutting it.
Like the friction is melting the ice.
This is like the most ridiculous video we've done so far.
I like it. I'm gonna touch the ice.
Do it. Right. One hit. One hit. Measure 0 times. Split.
Smash once.
Okay, I'm gonna. Fingers out of the way. Good.
2, 3, 4 hits. Does that cut your finger?
Single bevel doesn't work. I think the thing I'm most insecure about is like, can I take this even thinner and make it work even better? Like, at what point does this actually become a good ice knife?
Yeah, that's the question, right? It's like, what's the geometry that works best?
And from what I have seen, my internet homework, it looks like they just use kind of whatever they have, and then they split it into manageable pieces, and then they start shaving it down.
Yeah.
But there's only so many resources for ice splitting.
Hey.
So I'm trying to square off one end, use that as a base.
So how do you think ice like acts on steel? Like, obviously it's softer, but does it wear down an edge faster than like a piece of bone or something?
I honestly don't know how that dynamic works. Also, you're not supposed to use a 320 on the Ura of Yanagiba. But since this is a beater, wow, this isn't sharp at all. That's the problem.
Yeah, try that.
It doesn't even like. I just
Too thick.
need to like bulk it off. I'm rough grinding the ice right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to use a disc grinder, but I need to use the 36 grit.
That's right.
This is this 36 ceramic.
Yeah, too fine.
Dude, I'm becoming an ice master. I mean, so far this is holding up pretty well. Well, I mean, for today, we know at least this doesn't fail. And then continue from there. And is it still sharp? it is still sharp. Like thumbnail test, still good.
That's good at least. We don't know nothing about ice, but we know a thing or two about knives.
I don't.
Yep.
Alright, so after our very scientific testing yesterday, I'm going to adjust the geometry on this. I don't know if you remember me saying that there weren't many resources out there on splitting and carving ice. That was definitely not right. There's a lot of videos out there on actually working ice like that. So I've done my homework. I'm going to change the geometry a little bit. I'm going to keep the edge where it is because that held up really well and it just performs good. I'm going to take the grind and bring it up. So I'm just gonna thin out the cross section a bit more, let it split the ice a lot easier. So I'll grind that more. We'll test it again. This time a little bit more informed. We need to taper the tang so that it's easier to get on like the front piece of the handle. But the problem is with this thing back here, it makes it a lot trickier because normally I would start tapering the tang on the grinder, but it's gonna grind into the, what do you even call this?
Blade.
Well, yeah, thanks Brandon. The blade, yeah.
That's actually exactly right.
Yeah, it's gonna grind into the blade.
I'm so glad we hired Brandon
Yeah.
for today.
Uh-huh. And I was thinking about different ways you could do it, and like you can't turn it diagonally. It's just funky. But what I'm going to do is I put this a little bit more forward, and I'm going to use the edge of the wheel to grind off most of the taper, whatever. We don't need it perfect. I just need it a little bit thinner back here so that we can fit it better. So this will work just fine. If it was a full tang, I would be fucked. But we'll do that. And then to finish the shoulder, I'm gonna torch it, get the hardness a little bit lower, and then file it by hand. And it should work. There's no way this won't work.
That's good. I don't want.
You know how I said there's nothing that can go wrong? I don't want to hold the edge in case this like pulls. So I'm gonna tape this up and then we'll go back to it. This way, if it pulls, that's not cutting me. Simple, but probably effective. It's good enough. Cause all,
It was hitting this.
yeah, it's ramming into this actual thing.
Okay. Well, now we know.
But it's good enough because all I need is for everything back here to be thinner, and then we can get it more press fit in this area. So
Okay.
it works out.
Yep.
It's starting to pick up a little bit of red. If you turned off the lights, you can see it glowing. So it's around probably like 1100, 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's good enough. Let it air cool. What I was doing is I'm softening. Soften? I don't know.
Softening?
I'm softening.
Softening!
I'm reducing the hardness of the shoulder so you can use files in it. Because right now it's too hard and files won't cut into it. Normally I do the shoulders on the grinder and the disc and it's easier, but since there's this weird funky thing right here, I can't get into there with those tools, so I have to use a file for this. So basically I'm just heating it up until it just goes to like slightly glowing red, which is around 1100, 1200 Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is with the light, you can't really see. But I'm not being very scientific, so I just want it until it starts glowing a little bit, and it's gonna be, when I air cool it, it's gonna be soft enough to use a file and get it tight. So we want this to be, you know, as clean as possible so that the handle sits flush on it. Otherwise it's gonna be really sloppy and it's gonna be gap city, and you don't want that.